My name is Brandon Moose. Welcome to Moose Builders in North Carolina. We're super excited to be able to showcase this custom home that we're sitting on right here in Stanley County. A little over 9,000 square foot. This project's called TTE, and there's many things to show you. So hey, let's get building. So right now I am standing in a living room. Beautiful cathedral ceilings, gonna have an awesome brick fireplace behind us. It's sitting on a little over 100 acres of land. The house itself is about 8,500 square foot under roof and 5,400 square foot heated. So before we really go in and talk about some different details and like where we're at now, I really wanna talk about where we came from. When we came to this project here, it was just a big field, not a lot of trees to take out. But there was very specific elevations that our client wanted us to tackle. And one of those things was a specific amount of steps off the front of the home. And they wanted 0 steps off the back of the home and a certain approach coming to the garage. So naturally, as a builder, it makes you a little nervous because you know you want to make that client happy, and grading and getting out of the ground is one of the toughest parts about the building process. So we get the graders out here and we started grading everything out. Things are going beautiful. And just like construction, sometimes you run into snags. One of the things we ran into is the soil. The soil out here in Stanley County can be super rocky, a lot of just tough soil conditions. So we ran into a lot of non-compactable dirt. So we come in, we roll the topsoil, we get rid of all the bad dirt. We end up undercutting this slab by 2 feet, and we hauled in probably a half a day's worth of soil, and we packed it in on 6-inch lifts. The engineer comes out and he tests all the stuff. So this foundation is super, super important when it comes to building a project. So once we got past that little road bump, we moved right into our footings. Dig the footings, get everything laid out, engineered all of our rebar, our polyvapor barrier that goes in. Foundation is something that you don't want to rush through. If you have a bad foundation, it's really going to set you up for failure throughout the project. So definitely want to focus on those areas. So lots and lots of concrete gets poured, and then now it's time to get some framing up. One of our favorite parts. Customers get very excited about framing because they're actually seeing things come up. So we come in, put bottom plates, throw framing up. Everything gets put into the house. And as you can see here behind me, there's a lot of thinking that goes on before you just start building a home. A lot of pre-planning with customers, with their needs on the layout, with the engineer, the architect. And engineering is very important because this home and these houses nowadays have a lot of open space, open floor plans, which means you have to have a lot of load-bearing walls removed. So LVLs coming across the ceiling. So anyway, so there's just a lot of things to think about when it comes to framing up a house. So once the house is framed, we move into our trades. So one of the first trades that we do is going to be our plumbing trades. They come and put the plumbing in. Then we'll move into our electrical trades and then move into our HVAC. So right now, that is where we're at on this project. All of our trades are in. And then now here at Moose Builders, we like to do a pre-walkthrough before our county inspectors come in. We walk in as a company and we just go and check back against all the things that the customer requested. Maybe there was a certain wall that they wanted their bed. So we want to have outlets on both sides of the bed. And we know their TV is going to be on a certain wall. So we want to put their outlets up top, and we'll put blocking in. So later on down the road, when the customer's hanging their TV, they'll be able to put a TV bracket up and not have to find a stud. So just little things like that we try to think about for our customers to make it a truly custom home that's theirs, that they're proud of. And so yeah, we're just excited to showcase some more stuff. So let's find Matt. Matt's around here somewhere working, and talk a little bit about the doors and his process and maybe highlight a couple things. So let's see where he's at. All right, so after walking around, I found the man himself, Matt Hamilton. He is our business operations customer selection guy. He really works with customers doing a very huge portion of building a project. When you think about building a home, you think about the nuts and the bolts and the actual physical components, but there's so much done behind the scenes that Matt takes care of for us. So I've kind of already introduced him, but Matt, what do you do, man?
So one of my main roles is to work with customers. When you think about building a custom home, there are 1,000 things, literally, they got to pick out. Everything from the shingle color to the shingle style to brick style to brick color to brick size to electrical fixtures, plumbing fixtures, kitchen appliances, flooring, tile, windows, doors, you name it. They have to pick all those things out. And a lot of times they don't know where to go, how to find what they want. So my job is to work directly with them and educate them and be an asset to them on what exists in their budget to fit their dream home. And so we work on selecting things, making sure it fits the application. And then like right now, what I'm doing is I'm walking through the house. Now that we got the framing done, we got all the rough-ins done, and I'm going through and I'm measuring all the door frames to make sure that what's on the plans is actually how it's framed, and also to make sure that I order all the interior doors correctly. We've already got exterior doors in this home installed, so I've already done this process once for exterior doors. We're right now working on interior doors. And a lot of times when customers are designing a home with a home designer, they don't always think about what makes most sense when it comes to the swing of a door. So right now I'm walking through, now that we have framing done, and I'm walking through to make sure that the swings make sense. If they don't make sense, we make sure we correct that before we order the doors.
Yeah, so how many times have we looked at a set of blueprints and we're like, hey, that makes sense, but then once we build the space, we walk in and say, you know what, this customer would probably prefer this door to swing this way than that way.
That happens often, Brandon, and we just caught that situation here in this home. The way the door was designed in the plans to swing, it was me swinging the kid bedroom into a shower glass area. And of course, we don't want kids opening closet doors into a shower glass area. So we made that change right here in the field between me and the customer. So yeah, that happens a lot.
Yeah, awesome. So I know there's a lot of background noise right now. We're actively trying to keep this project. Hey, we can't just video and make the job stop. So we're still rolling out here at this job. So there's more we want to show you on this particular video. So I want to kind of highlight, I want Matt to talk a little bit about this Marvin bifold door. So we're just gonna kind of move our way over that way and kind of showcase this door for you. So we are at this Marvin bifold door here, and I want Matt to show you a little bit about this door. There's not a whole lot to see right now because it's not in, but yeah, Matt, so what are we looking at over here?
Yeah, so what we're looking at right here is a 16x8 Marvin fiberglass bifold door. And one of the current trends, and these clients were really excited about in this home, is kind of creating an indoor-outdoor living area. And so what this particular door allows you to do is that it's like an accordion, and it bifolds all the way open to one side or the other. And that allows them to host events or just literally create the outside and the inside together. This door is made out of fiberglass, and it's super durable, super energy efficient. It's really an architectural feature of this home that I can't wait to see once it comes to life. Right now we obviously have the glass out of it while we're still working. We're waiting as long as possible to install these glass panels so they don't get damaged. But this is an awesome feature of this home. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, definitely. You know, Marvin has a huge line of products. The customer was very adamant about they wanted the exterior of their home to kind of flow together, which every customer would. So we not only did the Marvin bifold door, but we paired that up with some Marvin exterior doors and Marvin windows, which we also want to kind of dive into. A black window is very popular in today's world. And we just want to show you a little bit of why here at Moose Builders we choose to go with Marvin. So come follow us a little bit and let's kind of look at these Marvin windows. All right, cool. So now we're out here on this front porch and we want to talk a little bit about the Marvin window. I don't want to steal Matt's thunder, but before we get into kind of the nitty gritty of why Marvin, I want to talk a little bit more about the installation process here. So basically when we start out, the house is framed up, the rough openers are there, and we have our house wrap on the home. First thing we do is we flash the bottom portion of the seal. So we put in our flashing tape in the bottom portion of the seal. We silicone the backside of the nail flange all around this window except for the bottom, just in case water ever does get behind it, has a place to escape. The next step for this window is we install it in, plumb and make sure it's level, and then we come in and we nail all of our nailing fins, and then we put our flashing tape. Now, as you see here, this is a zip system. Zip system is a whole another system that they have, like an exterior finishing, and the zip tape is kind of made to pair with that. We also found that this particular tape is so good, even when it's cold outside, if it's hot outside, it adheres well. So we like to use it no matter what. It's a very good exterior flashing tape. So after the window is installed, we are flashing the sides of the window first. We come across the top. with the next piece of zip flashing, and then we roll the house wrap on top of that. That way, if water does get behind the actual exterior of the home, it'll just naturally roll on through, creating a complete watertight system. So done with the boring stuff, let's talk about the cool stuff. Matt, tell us a little bit about why Marvin.
Yeah, so before I jump in about why this particular client chose Marvin Windows, I want to add one thing to the tape you're talking about.
Yeah.
And one of the things we started doing on a lot of our homes is Zip also makes a stretchy tape. And if you look closely at this window, you can see it here, and you can see it here. And the reason we use that on our window sills is it allows us to really get into these corners and have a really good, secure, watertight seal there on the corners of the seal. So that's a new thing we've also started doing. We use a lot of premium windows at Moose Builders. We use windows such as Marvin, Pella, Windsor, different premium brands. This particular client chose the Marvin window. Marvin's an awesome company. We highly recommend them. They've been around for over 100 years, family-owned, USA-owned company. And black windows have become very popular over the last several years. We have a lot of people ask us about black windows. And what a lot of people don't know about black windows is there's all different ranges of black windows, from very low price, economical, to premium windows like these Marvins. What makes these Marvins or separates Marvin windows from their competitors is these are fiberglass windows. These are not vinyl. They're not painted vinyl, which is known to fade and crack and chip, and the finish looks really, really poor over the life of the window. And because they're fiberglass, they're going to be super durable, just like the doors. The finish is going to be super durable. The performance, the energy efficiency of these windows is really high. So, and these are just economical as far as the price range goes. They're not cheap, but they're certainly not the most expensive, which is why we find a lot of our customers like these windows.
Why don't we just go with I know you talked about it, but why can't we just go with a black vinyl window or something painted? It's so much more cheaper. It's easier to do. They look just as good when you first put them in. Why just spend a little bit more money on the fiberglass windows?
Sure. It's important that we educate customers on things that we know are not good. We've seen and we've heard from other builders in our area the negative impact of going with any type of vinyl painted window. Vinyl painted windows are known to scratch easily, the finish to crack, and to fade very quickly, especially black. So that's why when we do black windows, we only will install fiberglass or aluminum clad black windows, because we know that's going to last that customer a very long time and they're going to be happy.
Yeah, one last thing to add too about the Marvin line that we really enjoyed is a lot of customers are not picking the double hung window. They like a single hung window, especially on a home that's low to the ground like this. They don't really feel a need to have to open up that top sash to be able to clean it, because they know they can just go right outside and hit it with a pressure washer and clean the home. So basically, this series allows you to very easily take out a couple small pieces from the inside. You remove the bottom sash, no tools required. Come to the top sash with a little small crowbar, and you pop this little piece off. The sash comes out, and you can replace it if you ever had a broken window. But also, more importantly, if you have a bonus room, an area that you need to get sheetrock or some type of building material, you can easily remove both panels of this window and allow sheetrock or some type of building material to come in. So that's another super plus on the project management side for us as a project management.
And to add to that too, I know this is not a Marvin endorsement video, but we do really highly recommend them as a brand. They've been awesome to work with as a company. We have had some things that arrived damaged or things that didn't quite work out the way we had thought they would. They've been amazing to work with as a company. So I highly recommend them and their windows and their products.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, hopefully we've kind of showed you a little bit about the Marvin window. Of course, there's many other things on this project that we're going to cover throughout all the next videos we have coming out. That's why it's so important that you get plugged in and subscribe, follow our channels on social media, and we definitely want to continue to educate, to show you a little bit of insight of who we are as a company and that kind of thing. But before we finish up this video, I definitely want to introduce to you guys another two big key players in our company that definitely help make the building process smooth. So let me see where these guys are at, and let's talk about them, introduce them to you guys. So I have found the man Billy here. Billy's been with us for a little bit now. Engineering background, which has really brought a whole nother level and layer to our business here at Moose Builder. So we would definitely love to have him come on board as our team. definitely fits right with us. We've known Billy for several years now, a life group on Tuesday night. He goes to our church, and so I know he's equally yoked there. He's a believer in Christ, and that's very important for us as our team. We're super blessed to have a team of guys that are yoked in that area. It's I've came from a lot of background where you have a pretty nasty work environment and you come in every day, and after a while it just kind of weighs on you. So it's a huge blessing to be able to have Billy on board here, because I know that when he's working with our customers and he's maybe engineering a couple pieces or project managing in some ways, I know integrity is going to be at the forefront of it. So yeah, Billy, he's a smart guy. You're a smart guy. You may not think that, but I think that. Smart guy. And so what is it that kind of made you want to come work here at Moose Builders and not kind of go out on your own right now?
Well, I've always enjoyed construction. Even as an engineer, I always gravitated towards construction.
Yeah.
But knowing you personally and Matt personally, I know your integrity and I know your attention to detail. And so I knew this was a good place for me to work, because I've got a quality mindset from the engineering background. I always tried to design stuff in a way that brought quality to a customer, and that's what you guys do at Moose Builders, and that's why I'm excited to be on the team here.
Yeah, definitely. We're definitely glad to have you. Make me all emotional, man. I appreciate it. Anyways, no, so yeah, definitely. He's already added value to our company. Our customer here at this TTE job, geometrically, is that a word? What's another right word for that? But when we're looking at this house, it's very important how it looks as a whole, and we're going to be designing some gable brackets on the front veneer of this home. And Billy was able to come in and draw it up in his CAD and do a couple of things so the customer could actually see it. And that's a big thing. A lot of people are visual. They want to see what it is you're going to do before you do it. And sometimes that's hard as a builder. Sometimes the customer, the client, just has to trust. We have to explain they can just trust us. But sometimes you just need to show a customer. So Billy, what are some things that when we were looking at this actual gable right here behind us, they wanted to see what that bracket was going to look like compared to the window in this small roof line. So what are some things that you needed to know in order to be able to?
So it's hard to verbalize scale of different items whenever you're just talking to a customer. And so we were able to use, I've got a lot of design background using CAD. So I drew up the front elevation of the home and was able to scale the truss so that it fit the size that the customer was looking for relative to this window roof covering, and that way they could visually see it and decide, yes, that's the size that we want to go with. And so that takes a lot of the time out of the design process or the actual fabricating process for these trusses, so they can just take a drawing that I'm going to end up generating and then make the truss exactly to the drawing, so the customer will be happy with what we provide.
Yeah, and it was really cool too to see that kind of come to fruition, because he was able to give us a specific takeoff list for the lumber, so we didn't have to guess and buy more than we need to, putting added costs on the customer. He was able to really dial in the takeoff list for that. It also kept us from hanging on a ladder, holding a board up and like, how does that look? A little higher, a little lower, So it's actually a little more professional to be able to just draw it in and throw it to scale. So that was instant value there that we really appreciated here at the team, and so definitely excited to continue moving on and continue project management with us. So yeah, we have one more teammate that we'd like to bring in to introduce, so you guys can get to know us. That is really the heart of this video. It's not to try to brag or try to get as many likes as possible. We just truly know how in this world that we live in, there's a lot of people trying to sell you, and there's a lot of different moral values that are floating out there in the world. So at the end of the day, we just really trying our best to showcase who we are as people. That way you're comfortable with us, because we know there's a lot of money to spend on homes like this, and we want you guys to be super comfortable who you're working with. So yeah, let's try to find Mike and let's talk to him a little bit. This is Mike. He's been with us for 8 years now. He's one of the OGs. The role he plays in our business is he's a project manager, to keep it real simple. Really focuses on the bathroom division side of the house. comes in and works with the customer on customer selections and gets product procurement, pretty much turnkeys the bathroom side, and has had some beautiful bathroom renovations on our team. So we don't just do the big custom homes like you see behind us and that we're talking about today, but bathrooms and things like that as well. But on the custom side of things, kind of typical day. Name some of the things maybe that you do to kind of keep the project moving.
This, boots on the ground kind of thing. I maybe go in and do like punch work, things that we don't have a specific guy to do. Fill in the blank for whatever we got going on. It could be as simple as dropping off dump trailers to, installing blocking that we may have missed or just needed extra stuff. Doing a lot of protective measures, covering floors, covering new vanities, new countertops, new cabinets.
It's pivotal for a company to have someone like Mike, someone that's able to go up front, talk to customers, and keep projects moving. It's also good. You have to have people on your team. We all do this, and Mike's kind of the go-to to just fill in the blanks within the subcontractors to keep project moving. If we need a little bit of sheetrock fix, a little bit of paint or something go, Mike's kind of our go-to. Been with us since day one when we were doing lots of remodels and pulling roofs off of houses and
fixing fences, building decks.
Yes, you name it.
You name it.
We learned
a lot.
Yes, especially out at the airport. Just so many memories. We could really have a whole season on some of the things that we've done, but it's always good to look back at pictures and memories just to see some of the projects that we've done, and we've also grown a lot. We've grown a lot to see what do we really want to do long term. What niche is it in the market that we want to hit? So a lot of times you have to have that experience by doing restoration work and storm damage work. And we went to Wilmington and took a bobcat out there and helped a lot of people get trees off of houses. I mean, there's a lot of stuff we love to do. Mission work is something that we're passionate about. Mike is also, like I said earlier with Billy, he's a believer in Christ. And again, that just helps us automatically know. And doesn't just talk about it, but he bees about it.
He bees about it. I bees about it. That's what I do.
It's really cool. He loves helping people, and
that made the onboarding process too. When I came full time to Moose Builders, we had that common ground.
Yeah.
And we built our relationship off of that, which really helps.
Yeah, for sure, man.
And I'd love to see the growth. I mean, like we said, we came from doing little jobs like decks, fences, you name it, we did it. And now to this. So, I mean, to watch the growth it's been a pretty good experience.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's definitely been a blessing. But yeah, hey, again, just want to kind of introduce you to the team. We have my wife, she's behind the scenes. She's not going to be featured in this video. She works on the finance side and accounts payable and receivable and keeps our customers' allowances. We like to build our contracts with allowances so there's clear insight to budgets for customers, exactly what they need to spend to keep them in their long-term goals. That's very important. I'm not going to bash any other builders. There's a lot of great builders out there, but I do know one of the themes that some builders will do is they're not clear on the expectations of allowances. So that's one thing that she makes sure that she keeps allowances in check. So when customers are going to different flooring companies or different vendors to pick out lighting and plumbing and all the things that Matt talked about, she's really watching those allowance items to make sure that the customers are staying in line. And if they choose to go over, then that's fine. We just want them to do that knowingly so they don't have any type of budget overages sneaking up on them. Because at the end of the day, you can build a beautiful house all you want, but if you go over the number and a customer moves in and the new wears off and their budget is blown, at the end of the day, you don't have a happy customer. So there's a lot of things that I think that we do well at our company, and there's areas that we're continuing to grow in. We definitely know we're not perfect, but one thing that we do pride ourselves in is integrity and this true craftsmanship, keeping our open mind to new products that are out in the market, and we love to educate customers as well. Anyways, glad that you guys joined us. This is going to be one of many videos through the different projects that we do. I hope you enjoy them. Please subscribe to our channel. That way you can be updated on the projects that we do. And type in the comments some other things you may want to see. Have a good one.